Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Today I'm going to do some of the animals. Obviously this one we unboxed together last time. It was the guinea pig, so that's going to happen. I've got some new ones as well, courtesy of my lovely mini friend online. So in here we have the same things as usual. So let's put these little, there we go, some little eels. They always have a little bit of a resistance to being popped in, unfortunately. There we go. Ta-da! Set the description off. And then we've got wings and things. Bird tree, 1 sec. So as you can probably already tell, this is going to be a bird. So we've got a couple of nice little branches here. Lovely. And we've got a little tray, which I'm guessing is for food. So we'll put the bits over there. Obviously, as ever, we have got the tongs and the stand for the display. I think that's it in this one. Sorry it's been a while since I last posted. I've not been very well. I had my annual jabs and they made me a little bit unwell, as they always do. But I'm all good. I'm all good now. It's all good. So, as with the last one that we opened, they're the things you can get. So just put that there. As I'm going through, see if you can work out which one it is. I'm sure you probably already can. So we've got some bird food. Bird food. And we've got, our names are Nest in Line, Nest in Line, Bird Carrier, Tweet, Wings Things, 2 lovebirds and 1 nest. Peekaboo. Lovely little beakaboo joke there. Haha. Hilarious. And inside we have 2 little lovebirds. Aren't they cute? Let's see if I can get you a better angle. Oh, they're so adorable. Look at that. Little faces. Love them. I'm not sure if we need the nest. I don't think we do by the looks of it. And this is obviously normally used for packaging, but in this case we're going to be putting it in there, which is cool. So without further ado, I'm going to just do that, and then let's get this one made, shall we? So this is what it's saying. It is saying to put a nest actually, so I will take a bit of that nesting stuff out. So we've got a lot of it here. We're not going to need all of it, so I'm just going to, it's all connected. Okay, so I'm just going to roll that into a ball in my hands like this. And then just like do that a little bit. It doesn't look great right now, but it's going to, I think. Oh, that's definitely too much. Yeah. Because we don't want it to be like really rigid, but we also don't want it to be too big. I think that's much better of a nest size for 2 little birdies. Yeah, that's perfect. Right, so we put the remaining nest in there. Obviously, there are lots of other things you can use that for. So, that's great. So then, the next thing we want to do is work out this situation. So, it suggests cutting it. I don't want to cut it, I like it. So I'm going to fold it in half that way, make sure the edges line up. So we've got a long rectangle, and then I'm going to fold it again so that we've got a square. That's a little bit too small now. Wonderful. Right, okay, let's plan this out. So I'm going to push it into there. Can you see that on the camera? Yeah. Push it into there so it gets the indentation, and then just fold along the indentations. So that bit works perfectly now. So then we just do the same with this indentation here. Fold along there. I don't know if this is a good way. Obviously they suggest cutting it. That would be much easier, you know, if you want to. But I think it works. It's paper lined, which is what they wanted. I haven't had to cut it, so it's still one full piece. The only issue I have now is the hole in the bottom with this. So how are we going to do that? I know how we're going to do that. I know how we're going to do that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to grab a toothpick, and I'm just going to pop a wee hole in the middle there, like that, and then pop that in there. Now once I've got my, because I've got my guide hole now, it's completely destroyed the Q-tip, but that's fine. Let's use the other end, shall we? Which is snapped. That's good, isn't it? So I'm going to poke it through the back. So I now know. Right, let me just grow and grab something sharp. I'm still here. I'm still here. Whee. Right, okay. So we now know where our little guide hole was. So I'm just going to give it a little snip through there. Just do like a little cross-section snip like that. And obviously, being me, promptly drop it. And then we're just going to pop that branch through there, just so that we can get the idea of where that's going to go. Okay, so that's fine. So now we've got our guide hole. Everything's good. Pop that in there. I might need to do a bit more jiggery pokering. As usual with my videos, don't ever do what I do, because that could potentially be dangerous. You could hurt yourself, and you don't want to hurt yourself. Nobody wants to hurt themselves. Right, there we go. So that is now a hole that goes all the way through, which our branch is now sitting in, as you can see. Ta-da! Now what? Right, so then you're supposed to do this before you put it on. That's good, isn't it? Where did these... Oh, gotcha. Okay, so we have like a big branchy one here, which goes on. There's like a little hole there, and then this has got a little, like if you're ever doing clip together furniture, it's that kind of connection. So there you are, that's that one. And then this one again, there's another hole, another little clippy bit. So we'll just pop that. I'm just going to take that out actually, because it's going to be much easier to do this, and the hole's already established, so it's not going to take long to get it back in there. But this is quite fiddler. And there we are, a little tree, which we're then going to put back into the aforementioned hole. I may well, as usual, come in after this video with a little bit of super glue, just to make sure that definitely stays in there. because these things don't really clip together very well, in my experience. Not a criticism against MGA at all, just the way that sometimes these things work. So that's our little setup there. So the next thing that they're suggesting you do is to put your little nesty poo on here. So let me just hold, I'm just going to do this onto the branch and then put the branch back on. So I wonder if I hook that over that branch and then hook it over that branch and then kind of, I mean, it doesn't look the best, does it? I'm sure you guys can do so much better than I can. Again, if you have made this one or you are going to make this one, pop a picture, pop some pictures in the comments for me. Let me see what you have made, because that's what this is all about. This is all about crafters coming together. You know, I'm very, 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 very grateful for the support that I receive from everybody, whether you're a mini crafter or not. I'm very, very happy with it. But I would really like, you know, to see what you guys are doing. You know, if you've got a YouTube channel and you want me to subscribe or to join you, I'm happy to do that. You know, we need to be supporting each other. I've recently met the first and only mini maker that just doesn't seem to be very into the community vibe, and it was recently sort of made very, very clear to me that this is a community. You know, we are a community of makers, and you know, we're all here for the same sort of reason, the people that make these things. But there was one person I've encountered recently that really is not there for the good of others, and yeah, things are not going well there. I don't have any dealings with her anymore, but I know quite a few people that are having dealings with her still, that are very, very unhappy. I don't know how this is going to work, guys. I'm really trying. But it just doesn't seem to be wanting to do what it's supposed to do. Because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have your little stick and your nest on your stick. And then these little... Sorry about that. Brock, it's okay, darling. It was just someone in a car outside. Yeah, and then these little feet, which are really, really squishy, are supposed to then clip onto this branch through the nest somehow. And I mean, they're not the best at going on the branch without the nest, truthfully. So yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm going to make that work for you guys, to be honest. But I will troubleshoot that in my brain for a minute while I open up the Nutty Tweaks. Any nutritional information? No, there's something written on here. Bird approved quality seeds. Lovely. So I hate cutting these packets because I think they're so pretty as they are. It's birdie good, it says on the edge there. I'm just going to cut it like that so that we can keep that it's birdie good bit there. Okay. Aha, just pops open now, that's good. So we can still keep... So if you do make this one, you can cut it just above Nutty Tweets and it will still open. So let's take our little food container. Oh, crud. Sorry about that. Take a little food container. This is sort of kinetic sand, but it's all bobbly. So let me take it all out and show you what the kind of consistency of it. So yeah, you can see it's quite shiny, glittery, pretty. But yeah, it's like, it's sticky but not. You can mould it. You can stretch it. It's quite a fun little compound, this. So I'm just going to take some of that. I'm going to pop it into my bowl. Got some mustard seeds showing on top there. I have not, but I've watched videos of other people doing it. But if you have made the gherkins jar, which I am desperate to get my hands on, so if anyone watching this has a spare gherkin or pickles, sorry, kit that they want to part with, please send me a message. I will be happy to purchase that from you, because I'm desperate to get my hands on the pickles. There's quite a few that I'm desperate to get my hands on that I don't seem to be able to find. But yeah, if you're familiar with the gherkins, or the pickles, sorry, you will know these little balls. I've seen them in the videos of other people doing them. They have them as like mustard seeds in the gherkin set, pickle set. Keep saying that. Right. So that's the food part done. So then you've got a lot left over. So, you know, if they eat all of that, there's some left over. So I'm just going to put that in with the rest of my leftover ingredients. And I'm going to work this branch out. So the nest sits on there. And then the little feet have to go, I wonder if maybe I make a little hole in the nest. Like that. And then just sort of form it around the hole. I need to make it big enough for both of them to go on it. Take this bit off because that's excess. But yeah, if I just sort of form it into, I'm just kind of rubbing it between my fingers because this stuff will sort of knit together if you just rub it a bit. So if I, oh god, sorry, dropped it on the floor, obviously. Okay, so if I just form it back into a flat ball kind of thing, and then if I take my scissors, just kind of snip a little hole in there, and then make it a little bit bigger, I should be able to just pop that down. See, that already looks better, doesn't it? Should be able to pop that down. Now, which part of the branch are they sitting on? This part. Okay, so if I just put that there, now I should, in theory, be able to just pop the little birds This is fiddly. I've not watched anybody else make the lovebirds. I possibly should have before I decided to do a video where I made them, but I didn't. So we're learning together, guys and girls. This is not going very well so far. I might just put the nest on a different part. Truthfully, I might put the nest on the right part, but put them not in their nest, because birds aren't always in their nest. I mean, there's no eggs in the nest, so it's not like they're, you know, having to stay on the nest. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And I am going to go in after this video and glue this nest to the branch, because it doesn't want to stay. It just keeps falling on the floor, and that's irritating me. So I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm going to put the little birdies on this branch instead. So they're still going to be surveying their environment, but I've not got to deal with that silly nest. I mean, their claws really aren't, they're very, very rubbery. Very, very rubbery. So this is challenging anyway. If anyone thinks of a better way of doing this, please just let everybody know what the better way is, because I'm struggling. I'm struggling to work out what the better way could be at the moment. But I think maybe, again, if I come in and glue these on at a later date, that might be better. But there we are. They're on their little perch. How this is going to look when it's attached to the rest of the tree, I can't tell you. They're probably going to be on the wonk, but we'll see. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Could be a lot worse. So let's just... Yeah, I'm definitely going to glue these branches on. I'm definitely going to glue the nest on, and I'm probably going to glue the lovebirds to the perch as well, because this is just not, it's not staying. No matter what I do, unless I glue it, it's not going to stay. But I've given you an idea of how to do this. So I'm going to put that in there. But yeah, so this branch is going to have the nest sitting on it, and it's going to look very pretty. Let's just see if I can do this one last try, and then we'll move on, because I don't want to be a quitter. No one gets anything done if they quit, do they? Right, okay. Let's just move that around a little bit, and then once I've glued it, the nest will sit there. And that's our little lovebirds. Aren't they cute and pretty? So we'll just pop that to one side for now. Actually, I'm just going to move my son's Italian brain rot and pop them up here. Now, speaking of my son, I did promise you in the past, or in the last video, that I would show you the little chameleon he did. Look how well he did. He's never done minis before. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And another really cool thing, I don't know if you'll be able to see because this the light, my ring light's quite bright, but UV light, right, on the chameleon. Let's just do it that way. I'm really hoping this is going to transfer onto video well, because it is very cool. Just UV it. Now this one doesn't need any resin at all. The only ones that do are the leopard gecko and the axolotl. All of the other animals, there's no resin involved. I don't know if you can see, but he's a lot darker now. It's very, very cool. I can imagine, like, if you sat that out in the sun, for example, he would go very dark all over. So that's pretty cool. So let's put that to one side. That's my leftovers from that make, so that can go there. The next one I want to unbox for you is this one. I'll unbox and make, and then I'm going to make the guinea pig, and then I think we're going to leave it here for today. Just because I want to sit and relax before I go to work. So again, the little ears clip on there. Let's open this packet. So again, we have the two stands, we have the little tongs, and we have the plastic bit that holds the tongs. Now this is a cool thing. It doesn't seem it, but it is. So if you were to cut it, for example, there, and then down there, you would end up with a plastic right angle sort of slopey thing. One second. Which you could then cut to whatever width or thinness you'd like. And you could do something like that with it. So that's what I did. So this was my alphabet soup kit. And instead of doing it as the alphabet soup in the bowl as it's supposed to be, I turned it into a frozen moment, and I put Surely Love. And obviously you've still got loads of other... my husband pointed out that it's got bum. Oh, the focus is gone. But it's got bum written there, which he found hilarious. That wasn't intentional. It just accidentally happened. But yeah, you could turn it into a little frozen moment. It's so the little tab that's the right angle part of this here, this bit in the spoon, and then you just bend that outwards, cut it down to the size you want, you can kind of see it. If you look really, really closely, you can kind of see a line there where the plastic's inside. Coat it all with the, in this case, tomato soup resin. And then, yeah, you've got a frozen moment, which is really pretty cool. So that's why I do save those tweezer packets. You don't have to, just thought I'd give you a little bit of an insight there as to how I do it. I do like to make a frozen moment. So this is exactly the same paper we had in the Lovebirds. Exactly the same. It's just, you know, used as packaging, as I said it would be. So that's fine. That doesn't need to be used for this make, so I'm just going to pop it over there with the rest of the recycling. Get another one here. And in this we have a log with a hole all the way through it. Hello. So there's that. Let's see if you can work it out. I've sort of given you a hint in the background there, but I don't know if you can see that. I've got this really cute little basket, and the detail is just beautiful, I think. You know? And then we have some carrots and some lettuce, which is very cute, I think. And then in here we have little nibbles, one bunny, one bedding, hop, hop, hop. This way up. My name is this way up. So that's all cool. So the bedding comes out. And I do love that. I love the fact that they've put bedding in there, but it's usable. It's part of the make, which is cool. And obviously if you need any more, there was lots left over from the Lovebirds, so I could always do that. I just need to fan that edge out a bit more. There we go. I'm sure this inanimate object bunny will, you know, redo their home as they please, so I don't need to worry too much. Honestly, it looks like my hair when I pull it out with my hairbrush. Genuinely does. Anywho, so there's that. So we've done the bedding. So then we put the little log in. And this is what I wanted to show you. Look at this bunny. Look at his little face. He's so beautiful. His little bum. His little tail. So incredibly cute. So he's just going to sit in the log like that. And then we're going to open up his salad. We're going to give him a carrot. I mean, he's very tiny, so I think one carrot will be enough for him for now. You know, again, when this inanimate object animal eats the one carrot, it can have another one, can't it? I'm going to take that out because I'm going to put the carrot on top of the lettuce, I think. And yeah, you can cut it down if you would like. I'm going to do that with this sheet. So you can just cut it however you want. It doesn't really matter because, you know, if you were feeding a bunny in your real world, you would be cutting the lettuce for it, I imagine. So I'm just going to cut it into quarters. I'm going to pop 2 pieces here with the carrot on it. Put my leftover carrots and stuff in there, and there you are. There's another little one done for us. So that was this one. Very, very cute. And now we're going to make the guinea pig that we unboxed in the last video. I feel like this is probably going to be a bit of a blighter, which is why I've left it, but we're gonna try. Let's see what we do. Okay, pop those bits over to the side now. Which one was it? It was this one, wasn't it? So I'm just gonna do what I normally do. can fold that over just so that I've got it there for me. Right. So the first thing we want to do is take the bedding out of the box that he came in. Very different bedding, this one. I prefer this, I think. It's just like shredded paper. And yeah, but then the other ones come, you know, it's hay, isn't it? So it makes sense, but this is obviously going to be like straw, which is fine. Hello, little guy. I know we saw him before, but he is adorable. Look at him. I love him. Okay, so that's that. Pop that there. That's my leftover box for this make. I believe I took all of this out. Let me just double check. Yes, I did. Okay, so that can go in there as well. Let's get this little dish sorted. Again, it's a sort of kinetic sand. I'm going to cut it just above where it says little nibbles, and hopefully it'll pop like the other bag did. Oh no. Maybe I can make it do it. Oh, we do have a tiny little opening this side. So if I just get the point of my scissors into that tiny gap. Come on. Get in there, you. There we go. There we are. Ta-da! And again, just like with the other one, it's the same kind of kinetic sand. You can mould it, you can stretch it, you can do what you like. But it's obviously a different flavour because this is a guinea pig, not a bird. So let me just pop that in the packet. No leftovers in there. And the beauty is with those bags, you don't need to seal them. I do seal quite a lot of the ingredients if I don't use everything. But this is obviously not going to dry out. It's, you know, as I say, it's basically sand, so. Okay, so we're overflowing, but that's fine. He's well fed. He's well fed. Which is fine. Right, so that's that done. This is the bit I've been dreading. Right, where is the bottom and top? Okay, so this is going to be the back of the house. That's for shower. So let's just clip that into there. That actually clips in a lot easier than I thought it was going to. Hoorah. That's what we like. So pop that there. And then we'll pop the front on to give it a bit of stability before we put the roof on. There we go. Well, that's actually really sturdy. My goodness, I'm quite impressed. The haunted house that I made. If anyone's made the haunted house, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I was about to say, as soon as you push something in, another side fell off. And then it happened here. But that's okay. Because this is much easier to put back together. Ta-da. So just put the other side of the roof on. Which is that bit. Clips into the base and into the other side of the roof. Which again, the haunted house one didn't. So that's easy. Look at that. Look how easy that was. And then we just put a little guinea pig here. Stay, guinea pig, stay. No. Okay, let's put your little bum in your house. Stay where you... There we go. And there he is. Very, very cute. The main doll's house I'm making does have an animal room. So I'm going to be putting all of these animals into that animal room, which I think will be really cool. The only other thing I've done since our last video is I have made some little snow cones, little blue raspberry snow cones. With added dog hair there. There we are. Yeah, cute little snow cones. I quite liked them. And that's all I've done since our last video. As I say, I've not been very well. I'm fine now, as I said. But yeah, so let me just pop you up a little bit. There you go. So you can see the things we made today, and obviously the 2 previously made things that I showed you. There's my messy little corner with my kitchen in it, and 2 more balls for our next video. My son's Italian brain rot there, and these are things that we've obviously made previously. And oh no, you're not supposed to see that. That's for a future video. Anyway, I hope you've all had a great time with me this morning. I hope that everything is wonderful in your lives and that it continues to be that way. You know, we're all friends here. I'd really love it if you came back. I'd really, really like to have everybody watch all of my videos. And until the next one, stay safe, stay happy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.